Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome to another video. So this is gonna be another actual tournament game. I was playing Nurse in this one. I think I have other two games. One is a Freddy and the other one is a Spirit. So I should be putting those up soon. And I'll do any analysis for you guys because I know you guys like those, especially at this level of play. Let me go over the rules real quick for the people that don't know. So. Killer can use anything. I can use any perk that I want. As far as add-ons, I can use anything that's purple or below. The survivors can use all the perks that they want as well, but they cannot repeat teachables. So, for example, you cannot have two unbreakables because unbreakable is a teachable, if you know what I mean. So there's only one unbreakable max on the team for the 4 players, and so on. Now perks that are universal, such as resilience. Resilience is a universal perk, not a teachable. Those can be repeated if they want to have like 4 resiliences in the team. Um, so that's it for perks. Now regarding add-ons, they can use anything that's yellow or below. Sorry, items. Survivors can use items that are yellow or below. And as far as add-ons on those items, it has to be green or lower. So people use medkits because that's the most useful, right? As far as maps too, survivors can block 3 realms or a map. So for example, blocking a realm would be blocking Macmillian. So none Macmillian variation can be used. Or they can block a map such as like the game. That would be blocking a map. And they have 3 choices they can block. And I, as a killer, I have to pick anything that I want among the maps that are left after they block those. So those are the rules. Now they're important. Oh, and points are kills and escapes. Now let's get to the game. So I'm using my build here. I would say this is probably the best build, most competitive one. Now, a strategy people sometimes like to do in tournaments like this, they're kind of serious. Oh, this is a semi-final, by the way, so the team here is super good, the Survivor team. You guys will see that. So one thing they like to do, like you see here, they like to hide. They don't like to like show themselves right away. They like to hide, so you waste time. Not only waste time for your corrupt, but also just waste time in general while not defending the gens while they're hiding and kind of spreading out. So that's a common strategy. And for killer, there's pretty much little to no counter that you can do. You just have to kind of get lucky and find them, which kind of sucks. Whispers would help, but you cannot sacrifice a perk for the build on the build for whispers. There's things that are more important. So I was able to find there my first guy. This is the Claudette. People like to play Claudette as well because she's dark. That can prove sometimes can have an advantage on tournaments. I played tournament before, some tournaments before where Claudette was banned. This one she wasn't. I think she should be, but this one she wasn't. So that's why people are playing her. So in trying to get my down here, he's trying to juke as best as he can. And he's chasing me on this boat, which is not a good area for Nurse. Because there's like multiple levels and all kinds of things in the way, walls. Those are never good spots to... Well, it's not that they're bad, they're just not easy to down fast with Nurse. The Survivor has too many, juke options. But I was able to get her like relatively quickly there. So I already got my first hook. And as you can see, the guys are good, so they already got a gen done, even though that was a pretty fast chase. And they're already working on theirs as well. Another strategy the survivors like to do a lot is to spread out. So this is kind of a textbook so far. Usually if you're doing good for the 4K, you should be able to get your first hook before corrupt goes away, which was my case here. So that's kind of a good sign so far for our for my 4K in this game. So here I'm trying to do a little bait. I have a range add-ons there, as you can tell, so I can go pretty far. And I'm playing like really defensive here because especially on this level, like you don't want to take risks. So like I said, like the points are what matters, which are kills. So that's why we play defensive, because you don't want to lose that kill. It's very important. So it's more important than even letting people escape is securing your points. So you see right there that I did my bait a second time around and it kind of worked, but because of the lag I wasn't able to get the catch. But yeah, it still worked. So that save here is now slugged, so that's pressure. Someone has to go there and pick her up. And meanwhile, I'm kind of tunneling this Claudette so I can get her off the game already and secure my 1 point and also change the favor of the games, so to a 3v1, which is really good for me. She doesn't have the S. One of them for sure has the S, so I'm taking a risk there by picking her up. But I mean, it's just a necessary risk in a way because there's a lot of advantage to it if she doesn't have the S like right now. You see right there how I kind of slugged her for a little bit. I also try to push that person away from this gen that I was close to right there. And here I'm just kind of, as I'm walking around here, I'm kind of noticing the gens that they're working on. So I'm aware, you know, because survivors, you know, they're not gonna like leave the gen that's like 50% and go work on a gen that's 0. They're gonna try as best as they can to work on the gen that's nearly done. I know that, so I'm gonna use that to my advantage to maybe get them by surprise if they keep trying to come back to these gens. Notice as well how I hooked her near the gen that's being worked on. That allows me to defend the gen and her at the same time. Make sure the time they wasted on that gen, not only the gen is progressing, but you know the time they spend on that gen is completely wasted because the gen didn't get completed. Which essentially is time that I'm gaining on her death on the hook, which takes a long time, it's like 2 minutes. So this is another thing, like they can use borrow time, of course. So they're gonna send the savior that has the borrow time, which is this Claudette right here. And right there, I did a little trick. This is how you deal with borrow time. You just gotta go for the catch. I have a little trick that I do there. I usually teach that on my coaching to secure you know, have a better, like, more consistent catch when you're trying that technique there that I did. And it worked perfectly on this time around, and I was able to get the catch. And you see, it completely changed the game. So now that Claudette also had to leave the gen, the second Claudette that came, not the one that got catched, the other one that came for the save too late, and the person died. So she left her gen, so her gen Ruin is probably regressing her gen as well, as she was not working on it. And you see, I know she's here because you remember, just like I said, survivors like to go back to the gen they were working on. So you see how I came back to the gen that she was working before, and she was right there. Exactly what I mean. So I was planning on using my pop there, but because she's close already, I'm just gonna, you know, try to get the chase here and get her down. That person had deliverance. There's no way for me to know that she has deliverance. That was actually a bad thing for me. It was not good that she left the hook without me expecting it. But I'm trying to, you know, essentially that would be like a mistake. Not a mistake, but like, you know, not something good. Essentially, that was something bad. It was really bad that she actually got out with deliverance. So I'm just trying to, you know, fix that in a way by getting someone back on the hook again. Now, fortunately, it's the same thing that I mentioned. I knew she was gonna go back. She was gonna leave the hook immediately and go for the gen. You know, she's not gonna waste time. These guys are good. They don't waste time healing or anything like that. Just gonna go for the gem as soon as possible. Typical high level play. So I know that because I know how to play high level. So I'm gonna use that to my advantage and against them. So you see right there how I left the chase and I came back to the gen that she was working before because I knew she was thirsty to finish that gen, and there she was. So essentially it was a read just from understanding how, you know, the high play happens, so to speak. And right there I was able, that gave me a free tunnel essentially, being able to find her again, which is gonna speed up my kill a lot, which is really important. It's really gonna help the 4K here. You cannot be like trading hooks. It takes too long, not just for the chases, but also for them to die, because you have to hook them 3 times. It's way too long. You see, even though I'm tunneling and doing all kinds of things here to speed up the kills, they're still getting the gens done, and they're only at a 3v1 at this point. So, you know, at this kind of level, you just cannot play around like that, just trying to keep like switching hooks. Even if you're downing people in like 2 seconds, it's just not gonna happen. They spread out on the gens, and they you see right there, it's just way too quickly. Even though I'm playing like essentially perfect right now, it's still survivors are too strong in a 4v1 scenario. So because, you know, you can only be at one place at a time, you know, as a killer. So that's like a mechanical advantage that survivors have that are way unbalanced because of the speed of the gens. It's too quickly. But anyway, so this is how you fight back. You essentially just kill them as fast as they do the gens. That's how you fight back. And you try to buy time as much as possible by slugging and doing other things that you saw me do here. So again, I want to go for her. I know she doesn't have the S anymore, so I'm going to get her out of the game already. So now it's a 2v1. So it becomes a 2v1, and I can kind of guarantee now the 4K or the at least 3K, you know, at least a 3K I can guarantee, which is a super good result. It would be considered a win. A 2-2 would be a draw, like a 2 escape, a 2 win, 2 escapes and 2 kills will be a draw. So it's like a 2-2 in terms of points for both teams, which is, you know, not a win for anybody. Now a 3-1 is actually pretty good, which because it means that my survivor team, if I get a 3-1, my survivor team only has to escape like 2 people and we win. You know, so that's really good results, because it's super hard. You see, I'm playing nurse. It's not easy to get those 3 kills against survivors at this level. Usually you get 2 kills or less, even if you're playing a high tier killer. As you see on my spirit game as well. Once I posted right there, I could have killed her. I could have killed her right there, but I kind of, you know, overcharged the blink there. She kind of turned to the right. I was expecting she would kind of keep running forward. Right there was just she had life, I think, there as well. Yeah, she had life. So that's why I missed the hit there, because I didn't know she had life. So I tried to swing early. But anyway, like I was saying, we'll be able to get 3 kills here. For sure, that's guaranteed, because I'm already on a chase. So I'm just really trying here, and she's trying to juke me using line of sight breakers, using all kinds of tricks here to lose me. She's running towards me, like she's faking running towards me. She's doing all kinds of things. But now finally I was able to down her. And you see, even with 2 people, they can still manage to get the gens done if they're not wasting time. So right now I have a choice to make. I can either try to find a 4th person before she gets the door, or I can just hook her and guarantee my 3K. So because this is the first game, and I just want to secure the points. It's more the 3K is a super good result. It's like a super good result. I know that, so I don't need to necessarily get the 4K. You know, it's still a super good result. It's not worth the risk to go for that 4th person. And maybe she has Unbreakable or something, and she gets up by herself, and then both of them escape and completely fucks my my 3 points. You know, what would be a win becomes a draw, so that's not good. So I right there I just chose to, you know, just get my kill and not risk going for the 4K and possibly getting a 2K as a punish. Also, just to mention, you see they're gonna like to combo their perks as well. So you see the person that had Deliverance was also the person that was using Borrow Time and DS as well. You know, so she's like combo everything together, because she's gonna be able to with Borrow Time, she's able to guarantee the Deliverance. And with the Deliverance, she's kind of able to, in a way, also guarantee the DS, you know. So it's all kind of, it's a strategy. They're comboing their perks together to make the most effect, to combine, to make the most efficient way to play without actually repeating the crutches, like having like 4 DSs, 4 breakables and whatnot. So guys, that's the game. That's probably more that I could cover. I mean, if you want to like a full breakdown in depth of this game, just ask for me in my coaching, because I do that there. Hopefully I was able to cover a lot of things here. And yeah, guys, that was a 3v1 against a super high level team of survivors. And take note, I was playing nurse, but I'll play more games playing low tier killers so you guys can see. Take care, see you guys in the next one.